Hi Aries gang, welcome to your mid-monthly reading. My loves, how is it going? How has January been thus far? Let me know in the comment section below. This is for Aries sun, moon, rising, midheaven, and or Venus. But for the newbies that have found themselves on my channel, hi, welcome to the Mother Teresa channel. Definitely do subscribe before you leave if you enjoy what it is that you hear today. For the mid-monthlies, for those that know, I am still doing the what the actual fuck spread. For the newbies though, you might have to Google the image and what the spread looks like, because I don't believe I'm going to make it my thumbnail this month, but we'll see. However, as I start the reading and go through it, it kind of explains itself, so that might not be necessary. Okay, now as far as the energy that came up for Aries, for the signifying energy coming into the mid-month, what came up for you guys was the 10 of Wands. I also want to make a note that as I was shuffling the cards trying to find the cruise that hounds Aries for this month, which there is no actual card, but the 10 of Swords wanted to flip twice, but because it didn't like come out, or if it came out with like 8 other cards, I just didn't pick it up and put it there, right? But I do believe that might be what the cruise was supposed to be, so we'll just talk about it as I get back up to the top. But what came up for you guys as far as what's right about the situation, you have the 3 of Wands. What's wrong about the situation, you have the 8 of Coins. Where you need more information coming into the mid-month, what came up energetically was the King of Cups energy. And then finally, by the end of the month, what you can do to overcome, right? Where you will find yourself, what came up was the Magician card as the outcome card. So now this Magician can be a lot of things, but I'm just getting the sense that you guys have really come out of a period of feeling really betrayed and really stabbed in the back. And this is kind of like a personal testimony I'm going to share with you guys, because this did recently happen to me around like the 4th of January. I was working another job. I was on an assignment. And I knew at the end of the day, in the bottom of my heart, that what I was doing was temporary, right? I got into the industry, which was real estate, for those that may want to know, just are curious. But I got into the industry just to see if I was more interested in multifamily or a single family home, you know, just more residential style real estate. And so early on, I really kind of acquired my answer. I really knew what it was that I was passionate about and the angle that I can go at it from. So what I was continuing to do in the meantime was just trying to save up my money until my next opportunity presented itself. You know, I knew it wasn't something I was going to be doing long term. However, once I got into it, it became hard for me to get out of it, because I had formed these personal attachments, right, and made these relationships that I perceived to be authentic at the time. And so it was hard for me to kind of pull the plug when I should have, right? I didn't want for the rug to kind of be pulled from underneath my feet, as I feel it had been about a year ago this time, because I was also in the industry. I've been in the industry for a little over a year now, a year and a couple of months. But because I was holding on, you know, and I wasn't letting go, when the universe kept showing me signs to, you know, just cut my ties and be done with it and just wait for my new opportunity, something came up where I was betrayed by somebody that I had put some trust in, that I had confided in, you know, that I just wanted to vent to, who also shared with me some deep dark secrets. So I thought, you know, we were really going someplace. We were really forming some type of real friendship, right, through the workplace. But they wound up betraying me for whatever reason, because I really don't know what gain she got out of doing that. But now I'm at a position where I have burnt a bridge on a professional level as well as a personal level, and that was not how I saw it ending. But you know, that's kind of what happens when you refuse to let go when you're being told to. So I definitely feel like something similar to that effect has happened to somebody else, or a few of you guys that are watching this reading, right? But you're coming out of that energy, right? And just dealing with that lingering energy of feeling betrayed, especially on a career front, because it is the 10 of Wands, and the 10th house is more about your profession and your career, and potential, I believe hidden enemies is also in this house. Can talk about some hidden enemies, but just losses in general that you may incur on that level. So some of you guys may be coming out of the loss of a job, being fired through some sort of betrayal or backstabbing, however you want to perceive it, some sort of physical pain. But the good news, okay, as with everything negative, is something positive that you can take from it, is that you have a lesson, right? Is that it didn't dim your fire. And that is also what is coming up as far as what's right about the situation. You are no less tenacious. You are no less courageous to go after what it is that you want. If nothing else, this freed you up to be able to really go hard for the thing that you are actually passionate about, and really yield more results and things that you already know are working for you, because 3 is more cooperative energy. It talks about multiplicity. You know, it's really something when they think they can kill you and you don't die. I don't know if you guys are following my Instagram. If I can plug it, I definitely will. But this whole scenario kind of reminds me of Jay Versace. On Instagram, he has this video where he comes to this realization that he's a cockroach, and it's just so funny how he like rationalizes why he is such on a symbolic level. And this really resonates, right? They can try to kill you, but you don't die. You know, God has greater for you. There is a greater purpose that comes out of this loss that you have incurred here with this 10 of Wands, and also with that 10 of Swords energy that came up, which also talks about losses, right? But it's the end of that. It's closing out that cycle where you've learned those lessons. Now, what you can learn from me especially, and I had also uploaded a video about this situation, but if you just didn't watch it for whatever reason, that's fine. But what you can take away from that is when you're working, especially with corporate, unfortunately, just go to work to be friendly, of course. Don't be disrespectful, and don't be like standoffish, right? Definitely entertain people as far as feeling like you are engaged, you know, and doing your part and being a team member. But don't make friends in the workplace. That's not what you're there for at the end of the day. If it's not something that you're truly passionate about, that you feel that it is your purpose to do long term, then you are there on an assignment to refine skills that you already have, right? To develop some skills that you never had. Okay, but essentially that money is for you to be able to put aside, not only for a rainy day, but to invest into the creative pursuit that you actually want to do, to pay off any loans or debt that you owe. You know, you're there to do a specific thing, and it's supposed to be there to serve a specific purpose. So don't get so wrapped up in the distraction, because that's really what it tries to be for you, you know? So again, in the workplace, be friendly, but don't make friends unless you already know the people that you'll be working with, that you met, you know, in a different circumstance. Don't divulge your personal business, because when things start to not go their way, or they may feel threatened by you, right? They feel like you have an opportunity to take something that they feel is theirs. I don't know how I'm trying to articulate it, but for some reason, when they start to feel envious, or they're going through something, and you know, misery loves company, they will try to use what they have on you against you, okay? So I only had to go through that. Well, I had to go through that twice, essentially. But, you know, there is no third time. That is a charm, okay? I have locked in on that lesson, and really making sure that I'm always putting myself in a position to where they can make it seem like they're dangling an opportunity in front of your face, right? They can make it seem like you're desperate for work, or for help, or for money, or for whatever the case may be, that you actually need them. Lo and behold, you are always working on something on the side, that you have something to fall back on that can support you when some nonsense, such as like what I went through, happens for you. You know what I'm saying? Always have a backup plan. That is what I'm hearing. Have a backup plan. I feel like some of you guys haven't been strategic enough, and that's what's wrong about the situation. Finances, resources are running out. You didn't do enough networking, or this is, you're talking about your 8th house. This is having that sense of forgiveness and that sense of understanding. Like, if you were in that same situation and you didn't know any better, you most likely would have done the same thing. So can you really be upset? No. But what can you take from that just to be a little bit more careful in the future? Okay, Scorpio's house is all about loss and betrayal, something that you're used to. But I always call the Scorpios the sea cucumbers, because you can throw your heart out, but the benefit of Scorpios is that you regenerate, you know? So although depending on how much you lost, it may take a while to regenerate, it always comes back, and it will always come back tenfold, and you will always come back on top. I can't say better, because nobody is better than any other person. You're really only comparing yourself to your previous self in previous cycles, but you come out just in a better position, right? Again, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger here. And that's what I'm getting definitely about what's real about this situation. You are learning survival skills and tactics as well when you're put up against a wall, kind of, and you're having to figure out how to make a way out of no way, which is kind of what is coming up here with this 3 of Wands energy. But take it from me, you guys, like, I don't know how to explain it. I just chuckle because I believe, of course, in God, and it doesn't do right to do wrong. So if people really had malintent and they looked at you with the evil eye, it's really only going to backfire and come back on them, right? They can never succeed, although it may feel like they had the upper hand, right? And you got you got the short end of the stick, in a sense. Like, that's really not the case. If you feel like you're going through your dark night of the soul and you just feel like, oh, it's never going to get better, it does get better, right? It doesn't end here. What type of story is that? You know what I'm saying? You have to live your life as if you are the protagonist of a book that somebody is reading or that somebody will read. Why would you want your book to end here, right? To end in the trial, to end in the tro. You have to push through and you have to work through. So where you need more information, again, it's just working and focusing on the unconditional love, right? And being more of a listening ear and being more compassionate, right? Understanding your emotion enough to where you can feel how you want to feel about a situation, but you're not reacting out of an emotional state, right? Being emotionally imbalanced. Some of you guys might need to work on that. Some of you guys, though, also just need to be a little bit more faithful about what it is that you're going through, and understanding that you will be okay and everything will work out in the end. And forgiving yourself for also the part that you played, as far as staying too long like I did, as far as maybe vocalizing your frustrations in the wrong way, as I kind of did, because I confided in somebody that I trusted, but it just wasn't taken well. So just however you need to forgive yourself, just doing that, okay? Because at the end of the month, you have this energy here. Now, the Magician can be a trickster. It can be somebody in your external environment. It can be a Gemini, right? Or somebody with really strong Gemini placements. But at the end of the day, I feel like you have so much, right? The ending to the story, again, it's infinite. There are many possibilities as far as how this can go, if you choose to make the best of it, or if you choose to wallow in self-pity, right? This is also just pulling on the resources that you have by the end of the month, and figuring out how you can make do with what you have, and how you can multiply what you have, in a sense. There's nothing like the creativity that comes when you're also, again, backed into a corner. I'm not sure if I completed that thought. You really get to see what it is that you are made of when you are struggling. So it's using the resources that you have. You're wiser now. You've seen it all. You've done it all. So just do better, but don't be any less loving. You can be kind, just don't be nice. Okay, so that's what I have for you guys as far as your chakras are concerned. I'm seeing root, I'm seeing sacral and solar plexus. So just really get those into balance, but as well as your heart chakra that is coming through, make sure that is in alignment. If what I said did resonate, do give me a thumbs up. Share this with your friends and family. Definitely subscribe for more. And if you would like a personal private reading with me to understand more about these energies and what you're going through personally, just hit me up at the email that I will leave here, as well as in the description box at your discretion. Okay, but until I do speak to you guys again, do take care of yourselves. Ciao.